of how light saturated this is and how red I look. Love it. Oh man, I haven't done a video for I think something like a week now, and what a week it's been. Mercury retrograde. I didn't do a video like I usually do at the beginning of this transit, just because it didn't happen that way. It's retrograde. Go figure. For those who want a reminder of what this phenomenon is all about, go ahead and check out my video that I've already done of Mercury retrograde in general. But I want to talk specifically about this Mercury retrograde because it's just been such a. I've really come to consider it as basically the the most, how to put it. I mean, it's difficult, challenging, yes, but also incredibly rewarding time of good yawn, meow meow. Of the entire year. It's fuck man, it's been brutal. It's been really, really just deep. So it's even hard to find the words for it, you know. But it's been so incredibly rewarding too. In this time, me personally, I've undergone literally one of the most challenging. Yesterday was one of the most challenging days of my life, and finally, things that I thought were taken care of but weren't, Mercury retrograde, that had to be communicated that I thought were Mercury retrograded, and finally progress that has been needed to be made for months is finally going. So it's not just me. I did a Facebook post about this, and I got more likes than I've ever gotten, more attention than I've ever gotten. So that's good. That means, we're all in this together, which is always the case. We're always, undergoing the same energies. Of course, we're all at different points in our lives. We're all experiencing different things. We all have different energies ourselves. But dear God, are we all in this together? And that means, when really nice, beautiful energies are happening, yay, we're all getting some kind of benefit. We're all getting some kind of opportunity. And when challenging ones are happening, we're all experiencing it and we are all growing from it. And some of us maybe are a little bit buffered more than others. There's a great quote that says, sense of humor is a great buffer for all the shocks of life. And that's so true. If you can just smile and laugh and just get through it, then you'll be fine, You'll always be fine. And I think that's a big lesson for all these energies because, dear God, this is what we have going on right now. We've had Saturn in Scorpio, which it's been in there for a while. Conjunct Sun, and that's been happening for the last... Oh man, my math. Mercury retrograde's like, no math. Focus. A week? 7 degrees. Yeah, about a week. So about a week now. And we had Mercury. This is funny. In the weeks leading up to Mercury in retrograde, we had Mercury go past Saturn. So we had Saturn here, and to talk about what this means, Saturn is the planet of sobriety, of seriousness, of no bullshit. Let's get things done. Let's learn what we need to do. Anything that you've been putting off, let alone this week, let alone this year, let alone this decade, for your entire life and beyond that into lifetimes of past living, Saturn insists that we learn. I mean, look at the composition of that planet. It's ringed, it's very orderly, there's so much pressure that Saturn isn't even a sphere. I believe it's called an oblong shape, where the tops are so pressurized that it actually like expands even more so on the sides. So this planet is serious. There is no getting around Saturn. You cannot bullshit Saturn. And we all experience Saturn returns. That's the big midlife crisis. I don't know what you call at 60, but the older life crisis. But when Saturn returns, it's serious business. That's when, again, anything that you've been putting off, it's serious. And we've all been experiencing a kind of Saturn return here because Saturn has been such a key player in what's been going on. We've had a lot of energies centered around Saturn, and actually just recently we had the moon around Saturn. I should explain why yesterday was fucking hell, but in any case, it led to beautiful things, and finally, we had to go through that horrible nighttime to get to the day. So yeah, we've had the Sun conjunct Saturn, which is seriousness and dealing with fate, with karma, with all the nitty gritties of life. for the last week. And again, Mercury, so here's Saturn, Mercury went past Saturn and then retrograded, so went past Saturn again, and now it's finally just about outside of the orb of influence. So, for future reference, when Mercury is done retrograding in about 6 days from now, November 10th, it will be crossing Saturn again. So make sure that stuff that you've been working on, that on those thoughts, on your expressions, that have been really difficult and troublesome in the recent times, even if you've made wonderful progress, and I'm sure you have. Again, every mistake is really just progress. There's no such thing as mistakes in the game of life. We're just learning. Don't forget those, those learning opportunities. Don't forget all that you've developed, and keep developing it, because this is a serious lesson for all of us on Earth to really, really, really get it right. There's no not getting it right this time. We've had Mercury just dancing around Saturn, and that is, dear God. You cannot bullshit this energy. And again, to add to it, there's actually two things to add to it. Like I said, the sun is in there, and the sun, we are all being influenced by the sun. That is the primary force of our seasons. That is the primary force of what life is like on Earth at any given time. So that, and there's North Node there too, which is a whole other thing, and that's going into past life stuff, and really, really making huge progress in developing ourselves in our strength, in our power as healthy warriors. Again, we all have the energy of Mars. We all have the energy of Pluto within us, which makes us able to stand up for ourselves and others when need be. Helps us get things done and to progress, and to just have energy to be able to accomplish things and to get through goals, and to fight the good fight. That's the big lesson here, at least one of them, is to fight the good fight. All this is in Scorpio. This entire retrograde has been in Scorpio. North Node's in retrograde. Sun's in Scorpio. Saturn, like I said, is in Scorpio. So we have all been delving into the deepest of emotions, the deepest of energies, to figure out what does not serve us. Scorpio and Aries are both the energies of Mars. But Scorpio is water, first of all, ruled by Pluto as well. And again, I have a theory that Pluto connects to some astronomical entity in the Kuiper belt, another asteroid belt, which gives it such incredible power. But in any case, Scorpio is this incredibly powerful emotional energy. And with this retrograde and conjunct the sun, so we've had that subjective nature to it, and it's already subjective because it's Scorpio and right-brained, emotional, so it's just oh my God, so much confusion, so much emotion, so much restriction, and so much eventually explosion. The whole point of this retrograde was for all of us to delve into our deepest hell and to be delivered from it by ourselves, to get through it by ourselves, to not rely on other people, to not worry and fear, but instead just keep going one day at a time, knowing that we will get through it, but we do need to put in the work. Again, for me, this last 3 days, I've just been reading so much, and this is easily the hardest book I've ever read, and it's also in Spanish, so I'm just fuck. But perfect example of just Saturn. You gotta put in the work. You gotta do it. You can't bullshit it. And man, we have all been experiencing this in one way or another. Again, on the Facebook feed, I see people delving into their deepest house, their deepest emotions, and exercising it. That's the beautiful thing about this energy, this opportunity, was we had to go through this to be able to heal, to be able to bring out of the dark what needed to be brought out and into light and into healing. And so, whatever your experiences have been with this retrograde, however painful, however challenging, however difficult, we made it. We're almost through. There's only 6 more days. Honestly, I feel like with that moon in Scorpio, with the last couple of days, considering moon is traditionally challenging in Scorpio, we went even deeper into the depths. I feel like that's pretty much the worst of it. Sure, moon's going to go into Capricorn, and that's going to have a nice ring off for the entire Mercury in retrograde. That's going to be a nice way to close it up, because we have Venus conjunct Pluto, moon in Cap, which again is a challenging energy, conjunct Pluto, but Venus is going to be there, so it's going to be some nice resolution of just overall. I think we've hit the worst of it. So we have 6 more days. let's get through them. We're all doing this together in our own individual lives, yes, but ultimately we're all in this together always. And at this time in particular, we're all going through this crazy transition in our lives. It is literally, in my opinion, and I've been watching transits for now like 3 years, but for this entire year I've been watching transits. I really do think that this has been, and this last weekend was the most challenging time of the entire year. The most brutal, bloody, tear shit apart, but ultimately healing time of this entire year. Goodness. So again, Moon is now in Sag, and I want to say on the 6th through about the 8th of November, so 2 days from now until 4 days from now, we'll be experiencing this really deep surging emotion. But again, we've already gone through the deep brooding time. That time that's coming up is going to be a time of a challenge, yes, so don't get depressed. Again, take each step at a time. It's Capricorn. It can be extremely hard on itself. And Moon and Cap, damn, that's one of the hardest emotional positions. Actually, it is literally the hardest emotional position there is. So relax. Don't worry so much. Don't worry about resources, about status. Don't be so hard on yourself. We're going to get through this, and we're going to be stronger as a result. Already, even though all this shit has happened during this retrograde, I feel so much better and so healed. And I still have work to do. I'm not done yet, just like everyone. But we are making progress. And, I do have to say, to the beautiful nature of this transit is it gave us incredible focus. And we needed that focus to go into the depths and to also fix what we needed to fix. I swear to God, I speak Spanish like 10 times better than I ever did before. It's, I'm like, God, hell, but amazing. Truly amazing. And amazingly fateful too. I just have to say real quick, it's funny because the author, I looked at his chart and he's got Saturn in Scorpio, Sun in Scorpio, and Mercury in Scorpio. So it's like, what the fuck? All these things coming together, and I think that's true for everyone. I've definitely seen it happen for all my people around me, my friends, my loved ones, strangers. Still loved ones. We all love each other. But damn, this has been intense. So again, one last little thing. Especially since we're transitioning into Venus and Capricorn, much more serious, much more grounded, into having resources, into being successful materially, financially, in society. Be easy on yourself, okay? We've all been through hell, and let's let the next 4 days coast by as peacefully as possible without being hard on ourselves, without picking ourselves apart and tearing ourselves apart. And let's just let everything happen naturally, gracefully, as it needs to. We still have Jupiter and Capricorn, this beautiful, wonderful energy, giving us all opportunities, helping us heal from the heart out, helping us heal in our homes, in our nurturing, in our families. And not just blood families, but all families. And so this is really a time, and especially considering how much challenge that we've just been through, to heal as a world. The entire world has been going through these energies. Nobody can escape these energies. Any energies, really. And so let's keep that in mind about, those around us, about our brothers and sisters who are going through hard times and maybe don't see the light yet. And but with the calm assurance that yes, the light is there, always is there, and even in the darkest of times, it will be there. So, with that, I leave you. I'll be getting to my next videos in my 2 series ASAP. It's been on my mind. I've been trying to do it, but Mercury Retrograde just hasn't quite happened. My next one is Jupiter in Cancer, and I believe Sagittarius and Aquarius sun signs, how they come together. So, yeah. Infinite love to you, dear siblings. I don't know how we survived, but we did. Namaste. Alright. Bring it on. See ya.